Lingportal Online School presents Usage of as in English. People who are just starting to learn English usually ask, how many words do I need to know in order to speak English? What words should I learn first? This issue was investigated by the Oxford English Corpus. As a result, they compiled a list of the top 100 words most frequently occurring in the English language. The word as is in the 17th position, so it's worth exploring the word as in some depth. In this video, you will find what the word as is, its meaning, and how to use it correctly. Let's go! As is used in comparison to refer to the degree of something. He'll soon be as tall as his father. I can't type as fast as you do. The watermelon isn't as good as it used to be. Also, in comparison, as can be used with a prepositional phrase. For example, in 2023, as in 2022, scientists expect an increase in water pollution. Note: both as and like are used in the comparison, but like is a preposition followed by a noun. He can run like a horse. Sometimes she is like a child. As is used to state the role, work, or function of a person or a thing. For example, all students work together as a team. Ancient people used stones as a hammer. My sister worked as a teacher in the summer. As is commonly used after certain verbs. It is regarded as one of the best in the country. My friend can be described as a very intelligent person. Do you see yourself as a team leader? As. This grammatical structure expresses equality. We use as plus adjective adverb plus as to show that the things being compared are equal in some way. There are many common expressions with as patterns. Have a look at the examples below. I worked as hard as I could. Alex was here as well as my other friends. They will do it as soon as possible. You can stay at my house as long as you like. A pear is as big as an apple. Note: we use as much as with uncountable nouns, and as many as with countable nouns. For example, Tom earns as much money as Nick. There were as many as 20 students crowded into the tiny class. Not as expresses inequality. In contrast to the as, the structure not as indicates that the things being compared are not equal. It's not as heavy as I thought it would be. John hasn't grown as tall as his brother. She's not singing as loudly as she can. Note: sometimes we can use so as. For example, skiing is not so hard as cycling. We can modify not as by using such structures as not quite as or not nearly as. Building the second house was not quite as easy as the first one. The new suit is not nearly as comfortable as my old one. As is a conjunction followed by a clause and has several different meanings. As is used in a similar way to because to give the reason for something. For example, as it was getting late, I decided to book a hotel room. You can go first as you've arrived earlier. As is used to talk about actions that take place at the same time. For example, I saw him as I was coming into the office. He gets more attractive as he gets older. As is used in a similar way to like, to talk about actions that happen in the same way. For example, this year, as in previous years, concert tickets sold very quickly. As with his earlier movies, the special effects in his latest film are brilliant. Or, in that way, for example, as the forecast predicted, The weather was sunny for the whole weekend. He arrived early, as I expected. It's incredible how much we need to know to use this simple word as correctly. Stay with us, we have a lot of important and useful information about English for you. Practice makes perfect.